So if you guys don't know, Safari 14.0 was just released, and with that, a whole bunch of new features and different things for the Safari web browser. I've been using it for about a week, and here's what I think. So one of the biggest features that came to Safari was the redesign of the web browser itself. It is now more sleek, more minimal, and for somebody like me, that is perfect. As you can see over here on the start page, you're going to notice that there's a lot more going on in terms of features and customizations that you can actually make to the start page. First of all, you have of course, your favorites bar with all the different websites and tabs that you'd be usually going towards. But then, as you can see, there's a lot of new features that are here. First of all, there's a new privacy report, which is basically working hand in hand with the whole new privacy approach that Safari is actually taking for our web browsing safety. Then that is followed by, of course, the Siri suggestions for websites that it thinks that you should be visiting, followed by your reading list, and then anything from your other devices, such as an iPad or even a phone. And something different compared to the last Safari version is that you can actually customize everything about the start page. Not only can you change the background image itself, but you can also toggle exactly what you want to see. Maybe you don't want to see the privacy report because you already get it in the toolbar, or maybe you don't have a reading list and you don't need to see it. Well, the cool thing is that you can actually customize everything that you see on this page. So for example, if I want to change the background image here, as you can see, you can select any of the presets that they already have, or you could upload your own image. Or if you want to get extremely minimal with it, you can basically turn off everything that is here, like such as the background image, iCloud tabs, reading list, Siri suggestions, privacy report, frequently visited, and favorites. And if you're an extreme minimalist, this might be exactly what you want to see. But I mean, for me, I do like the functionality of seeing my favorites bar, stuff that I'm frequently visiting, a nice background image, and my reading list for tabs that I want to maybe get back to. But the next great change that has come to Safari is the speed. Safari was already really fast, especially when compared to things like Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. Safari did have a edge over them. But with this update, Safari gets even faster, and loading in things like content on a website or just basically loading in web pages that isn't reliant on your internet, everything that you're doing on the Safari website feels fast no matter what you're doing. But now let's talk about the next major thing that came with this update, and that is the functionality, and with that, better tab management. So as you can see, I have a bunch of tabs open right now, and if you look at the tabs themselves, you can actually see that there are little icons that just display what that tab is about, such as the YouTube logo on the YouTube tab, as well as the App Store logo on the App Store tab. And the next major feature that came with the Safari update actually has to do with this, and it's the fact that you can now see like a preview of the tab that you want to look at just by hovering over the tab. So for example, I have the Safari's extensions tab open right here, and if I want to just get a preview of whatever it is that's on that page, I can just go and I can hover over it, and as you can see, there is a preview of exactly what is on that page, and if I click it, you can see that everything shows up just as it was in the preview. We're going to talk about Safari extensions a little bit later. The next best thing in terms of functionality that comes with Safari has to be the integration with your iCloud account. And what that basically means is anything like iMessage to iCloud to even your screen time, as you can see right there. And integration with iCloud just makes things so much more seamless because you can just go straight from things on your phone to your laptop, or maybe like, you know, the verification codes that are sent to like your messages or whatever. Basically, you don't have to go into your messages, you don't have to pull up your phone, you don't have to do any of that. All you just have to do is make sure that you're logged in with your iMessage onto your computer, and it'll automatically pull out that information for you. And that just makes things seem so much more seamless. And finally, like I mentioned before, there is the new privacy report and the whole privacy information that Apple has added to Safari. Obviously, Apple's edge over different browsers, especially Chrome, has to be their privacy. And something that they've added into the toolbar is actually a privacy report to see if there's anybody tracking you or other key information that you would need to see that's important for your own privacy. So for example, on this website, if I just go over to the privacy report right here, you can see the different trackers that are on this website that are trying to follow my personal information. And Safari actually takes the extra step to ensure that these trackers are not actually following you when you're going on these websites. Next, let's talk about the ease of use. How easy is it to actually take advantage of all these new features? Well, like I said before, the simple and clean design makes it really easy to take advantage of everything that Safari has now added. For example, if you just want to drag and drop a picture as your background, it's very easy to do that. You don't really really have to do any thinking. Not to mention, everything is easily laid out for you so you know exactly what you're putting on your browser. And finally, the next big thing is actually extensions. And adding extensions before was really annoying, but now they've simplified it down. It could be better, but it's at least a little bit more simple. So if you go to the Safari extensions page on the Mac App Store, it will then open up your App Store and show you exactly how to take advantage of extensions in Safari. So as you can see here, it just tells you what it's about and then just shows you some of the featured extensions that they have. And because of the lack of extensions, it's still pretty weird to add them. You have to like go to preferences and then under extensions and then you have to toggle them. It's a lot more work, especially when compared to Chrome, but it's a step in the right direction for adding extensions to Safari. So in terms of the best features, that really just comes down to the speed. Everything, again, feels quick and snappy and you don't really have to wait for anything lagging behind. And the next best thing is obviously this new design. Everything feels clean and minimal, but also allows for a lot of nice personal customization. But like I mentioned before, here are some of the drawbacks. Of course, with the extensions, it's still a little bit too early. They've opened up the API so that developers can, add their extensions to this Safari extension store, but there still aren't a lot and you don't really have a lot of choices, as well as there's a lot of bugs that come with them. For example, this is one of the biggest bugs that I'm always coming across when it comes to using Safari, and that is actually with YouTube ads and the extension ad block. If you guys saw my last video talking about the best extensions, I told you guys how important it is to have an ad blocker. But with Safari, things get a little bit different. For example, if I go to play this MKBHD video right here, as you can see, the screen is black right now, and if I actually go to try and interact with it, you're gonna see that I get an error, a playback error. And the weird thing is that this error only occurs when you're using an ad blocker. So the only way to get around this is to actually disable your ad blocker whenever you wanna watch YouTube, and it's just these little bugs that need to get fixed before anybody should really consider completely switching over to Safari. But overall, when it comes to Safari 14.0, this is a great start and is really a good move in the right direction. Now, in my opinion, it's still not as powerful as Chrome, especially in terms of all the different extensions for productivity, but it's definitely way better and way faster if you're only looking for the basics. Because if you're not looking to optimize every single little thing and not download like a million extensions, you're gonna get a lot of value out of the bare basics. And just like Safari 14.0 could provide you a lot of value, if this video has provided you any value, it would really help my channel if you left a like and even subscribed if you want more videos just like this one. More videos are on the way, so hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss them. I'm Matt, and thanks for watching.